Hello, everybody. It is Zombie Double Down here. We're doing some testing today. I've already performed this test, so I know what to expect, but I did not record it like a idiot. So we're going to show off. We're testing all the damage for pretty much every rocket launcher that's in the game currently that are quite usable. The only one that is legendary that I'll be using that does not have cluster bombs is Roar the Bear. However, I did have one with Roar the Bear when I did a previous test. It was right along the lines of the Pyroclastic Flow as far as that goes. It just did a little more um, blast radius, area of effect. It had a little better damage to it, but not so substantial that it or it outperformed everything else. But we're going to be testing the Mos Epoch III, the Pyroclastic Flow from last season, the good old Zenobia-D, the Roar of the Bear, the Sleepless, the Deathbringer, the Truth, and the Two-Tailed Fox. Now, there's going to be two sets of tests for these without the seasonal perk Charged with Light, because I run high energy fire and charged up. I have two high energy fires, taking charge, where you get charged with light by picking up an orb of light, and that is where my primary will come into handy. So what we're going to do first, we're going to test how many rockets it takes normally to kill the simulated ogre here at the tribute hall. So, and this is the Mos Epoch, so there's 1, 2, 3, oh, and a fourth one it's gonna take. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna run back over here, grab a little more heavy ammo, and then we're gonna get charged up with light and show off that bit of damage. Okay, now we're charged with light. 1. Okay, quite a substantial amount more. 2. Yeah, so it's going to knock off 1 rocket necessary to finish off the ogre. Now, with this test, we're not going with the damage numbers, guys. There are other YouTubers that will sit there and freeze frame and break down all the numbers for you. I'm not going to go through that hassle because it's going to take a long video, and I just want to kind of get this done for you guys quickly so you can see what we're working with. Alright, up next we're going to run the Pyroclastic Flow with cluster bombs, and of course we're going to have to go pick up some more ammo. And with double reserves for rocket launchers, you can carry 8. So we're going to check 1 rocket. Okay, this one might get it done in 3 rockets. Oh yeah, looks like it's going to be a 3 rocket deal. Oh no, barely survived. So 4 rockets, guys. Should have enough to finish testing it, so we'll do the charged with light. 1 rocket. Wow, that is a substantial amount more. Alright, and still going to take a 3rd rocket. So, again, 2 rockets, 4 for both of those 2, and then 3 once charged with light. We're going to go with Zenobia now. It's right around the same amount of damage as the Pyroclastic Flow. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like it's going to take about 4 rockets. It's just going to have just just a little bit left. Yep, it's going to be a 4th rocket for this one. Alright, so this is going to turn into another 3 rocket with... And just for test's sake, we're going to go ahead and do it. Yep, definitely a 3 rocket. As you can see, the charge with light does quite a bit of bonus damage here. Oh, I did not swap my rocket. Right. Next, we're going to do Sleepless. We're going to try this one out. And this one might actually be able to chalk it to a 3. Just maybe. Nope. Okay. Again, it's just barely not enough to finish it. So, I guess we already know this is going to be a 3-shot with the charge with light. Okay, there's the orb. I lost track of it. Alright, and yeah, this is not a tracking one, so I actually need to pay attention to how I'm aiming. Yeah, definitely another 3. So basically every rocket launcher I'm using right now is performing the exact same, which is disappointing. We're going to do Roar the Bear. Now this one, again, does not have cluster bombs, so this is not truly a fair test to it without the cluster bomb extra, but we're going to show it off anyway. As you can see, it still does quite a bit of damage, but this is going to be a 4-shotter, just like the rest, even without the cluster bombs. So with cluster bombs, this one might actually come closer to a 3 rocket. And again, just yeah, 3 rockets, even without the clusters. So yeah, guys, nothing is really outperforming the others too much as far as the legendaries are going. Now we're gonna try out probably the most finicky rocket launcher in the game right now, and that's Deathbringer. Now, you can only carry, you can carry 8 with the double expensive. Here's the problem with this rocket launcher, guys. If I just let it go and just let it hit, it actually does quite a bit. So that one can do a 3, but when you're doing it like you would try to get the higher drop, you'll notice a bit of an issue here. As it comes down, they just do not track the way you need them to for a singleton target. So if you're going to use this one, don't do that, obviously. Just aim for your target, and then when it gets there, release, and it'll do quite a bit of damage. But there's a lot of user error you can have with this rocket launcher. We'll go ahead and test this one with the buff and see what it does. Okay, definitely not as good as I was hoping. Wow, yeah, that again, user error with that one, so that's unfortunate. So alright. I'll tell you what, guys, to be fair to that one, we're gonna try to get that a little more accurate. Okay. Okay, so again, this is one of those deals where there's just it's really hard to get that to trigger correctly, and that's an issue. All right, now let's go with probably my least favorite rocket launcher, which is such a sad thing to say. With double, you can carry 8. So, and then of course, gonna have to reload and do a 4th one. See, that's Truth was just a true monster in Destiny 1. It just doesn't feel as good as it did. And then, but you can do it, triple tap with 1 clip and an Ogre with Charge with Light. Now we're gonna try out probably the easiest to use of the 3. Sorry, not the easiest, but of the 2 major damaging exotic rocket launchers, the Deathbringer and the Two-Tailed Fox. This one's definitely the easier and less prone to user error. As you can see, that was quite a bit more than, and that's from 2 double rockets, guys, and it's down further than almost anything but the Deathbringer. So, of course, we're going to finish it off and get that. Wow, how did I miss that? I don't know. Alright. Charge with light. This is the only consistent double rocket launcher with the charge with light perks, and of course the high energy fire perks. And mind you, that's with 2 on. So actually, I'm not mistaken, those do not stack. Let me double check that though. I might be wrong. Yes, they actually can stack apparently, but it's still not enough to make any of these rocket launchers super powerful. Not like it. Just rocket launchers in D1. I understand why they wanted to bring them down a few pegs when they brought them to when they came into Destiny 2. But just the insanity that you could have with tripod, basically 3-round clips with these crazy powerful rocket launchers. It really was the premier power, heavy was a rocket launcher, other than your exotic swords, obviously. But there you go, guys. That is the test. Basically, from all my testing here, Two-Tailed Fox is the easiest to work with, and with the highest damage output of the top tier ones in this test. Now, if I get a Roar of the Bear with cluster bombs, we'll recheck its stats at a later point. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. If you liked it, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. I've got tons of old content you can watch. I don't upload very often right now. I'm trying to remedy that, but we're gonna see how things go with everything going on in the world right now. So anyway, thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.